Hello friends! I hope that this lighting, I can't freaking tell. Sometimes it's like we'll see. I am somebody who, I try not to fall into like the gimmicky stuff, right? Because I feel like I've seen so many different things over the years of me being a person on the internet interested in beauty things. I see a lot of stuff, and I've been really trying to not buy into things that I feel are kind of gimmicky. And something that really comes to mind with that are Glamlite products. Glamlite is the company that came out with the pizza palette and the taco palette, the burger palette, and just like a lot of stuff that for me felt super duper gimmicky. I think a lot of it also had to do with the food aspect, like that's not my jam. Recently, the most recent thing that they have come out with is this product called the paint palette. And I tell you what, gimmicks be damned, I needed this palette. The way that they showed the marketing for this and the color path, everything, I needed to know. This was one of those products that you had to pre-order, which I feel like the way that the beauty industry goes now, I pre-ordered this, I think it was on my birthday or like right before my birthday. So that was the end of July. Finally have it here, and it's kind of funny because it's almost old news because there's been so many other things that have been released. It just came in the mail yesterday, and so I wanted to do kind of an unboxing of it. And especially because I was looking at the back here and I was reading the description of this palette, and I want to read it to you because I feel like this is a very bold claim. Introducing the paint palette, the most viral and epic makeup product of our generation. Glamlite has been transforming the cosmetics industry by pushing the limits of creativity and innovation to create the most iconic products the world has ever seen. This is our masterpiece. The paint palette contains 18 of our most vibrant and ultra-pigmented shades that were meticulously created based on physical paint colors. It is a revolutionary essential for the artist who strives to express themselves through the art of makeup by creating the most bold, enduring looks. Let life and your face be your painter's canvas as you unleash your creativity with the most iconic palette in the history of cosmetics. So right off the bat, before we even open it, we've been told this is the most viral and epic makeup product of our generation. We've been told it is the most iconic palette in the history of cosmetics, and that Glamlite's been transforming the cosmetics industry to create the most iconic products the world has ever seen. But like, I never could possibly say anything even remotely close to this about anything I create, just because I have that like imposter syndrome drilled into my brain at all times. So I'm reading this and I'm like, that's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out, because Jesus, that's a statement. So let's open this. Let's get a look at it, and we will see if it really is the most iconic palette the cosmetics industry has ever seen. I really like the kind of play on it being almost like a canvas, how it's all white and then you have all these rainbow colors. I think that's really cool. It's a really nice unboxing experience. This is way too big for my upper camera to even handle. So we have a brush. This is their artist brush, which is interesting. This is kind of funny to me because I know what they were going for here is to mimic like an actual painter's brush, in the sense that it kind of looks like, in the sense that it looks like wood, but all it makes me think of are those cheap brushes at Michael's. You know what? It also reminds me of Sigma, their precision brushes that are, this is a lot less dense. This one's much more dense because the Sigma one is actually meant for concealer and foundation and stuff, and this one's meant for actual product. But I just don't know where I would use this. I mean, we've got the flat side. I guess you can just like pop color on that way, and then you can do more of a cut crease. Like I guess I get it, but it's just interesting. We have this paper that says Glamlite, and then we have the actual palette. Of course, you know, Glamlite is iconic for their actual packaging, so it should be no surprise at all that this is meant to mimic an actual artist canvas, an artist palette, sorry, not a canvas. It even has like the thumb hole here that you can just stick your finger through and hold it, I guess, although my hand naturally wants to go where this white color is. So do you hold it like this, maybe? Yeah, I guess, upside down? I don't know. What I really appreciate is that the actual spine, I guess, of this palette is super duper flexible, so we can put this behind it, because this palette is already, as you can see, gigantic. This is, I mean, hold it up to my face. It's huge. It's huge. It's gigantor. That's the thing I've always kind of thought with Glamlite, and this is the first Glamlite product I have. I understand the idea of like really going into a theme and wanting to create something so that it fits your theme, but sometimes it's just so gigantic, and this is one of those times. That being said, you get a lot of product. All of these are quite large. So right here I have I believe these are Makeup Geek eyeshadows, so you can kind of see the difference there. So it is a decent size of each of these colors. And then what's also cool is that they just kept it really basic, like a painter's palette, named all of the colors exactly what they are. So you have these outer colors that are all mattes and supposed to be game-changing mattes, and then these inner colors which have these crazy sparkle. And I'm hoping I can get this to show up on my upper camera, but some of these, like that light green shade, is just plain nutso. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So I'm really excited to kind of jump into this and swatch these because, again, I'm looking at this in the sense that they are claiming it's the most iconic, game-changing, amazing product in all of the history of cosmetics. To me, that's a really bold, bold claim. We'll start with Coral. They feel smooth. It feels really smooth when I'm swatching it here. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit with my camera here so you can really see. Perfect. So this is Coral. That's really smooth. Wow. I'm not using a base. My hands are completely clean. Let's try Fuchsia. Little bit skippy, just a little bit. Now purple's the one I'm most curious about because purple is pretty notorious for being a pain in the ass. That is pretty smooth. I'm finding that these like play better when they have a little like 2 layers here. When it's just 1 layer, like you know. All right, let's do the next section, which are the blues. So first we have navy blue. That's not super great, and it's not my favorite. Royal blue. Considering what it is, I feel like I've seen better. I know it's matte, so I kind of am putting that into my thought process, but like if you're gonna claim something is the best thing ever, it better be the best thing ever, or you probably shouldn't claim it's the best thing ever. Am I wrong with that thought process? I don't know, man. I just feel like that's not something that you should be advertising if it's not something you truly believe. So see those? I mean, they're okay. They're not terrible, but I'm not blown away. The only color so far I've been 100% blown away by is Coral. Coral's the one where I've been like, all right, that's pretty damn smooth. The next shade I'm gonna do is Yellow, and that's the one where I'm really curious because again, yellows, just like purples, yellows tend to be a little bit difficult too. All of these colors have felt really smooth though. They have not felt grainy at all, which is another thing that can happen with mattes. Well, it's smooth. Okay, I'll give it that, but it's really light. That is not nearly the color payoff I was expecting. Oh, okay, orange. Again, just really light. And then red. Red feels a little bit grainy. Red's felt the grainiest so far. Oh my gosh, am I crazy? That's like weak sauce. That's like really, really disappointing. Just for reference, I'm gonna grab Sugar Pill right here. This is Love Plus. This is not a new eyeshadow at all, and it is definitely in a really dirty palette, I know. There's Love Plus finger swatched, and we'll do Butter Cupcake too. And the orange. I don't remember what the orange is. There's the orange, or that was the yellow. This is the orange. Sugar Pill knocks it out of the park in comparison to the Glamlite ones by a lot. Next is, we'll do Burgundy, Brown, and then black. Burgundy, brown, and black. Do I have the black Sugar Pill color in here? It's actually darker than the Sugar Pill one. I know I'm gonna get comments. I've been getting comments lately about how I'm turning into a bitter old woman just because I don't love everything. I feel like if shit's come out before, I can't just turn a blind eye to that. When you've been in an industry and paying attention to an industry for a really long time, you can't just ignore stuff. You get jaded and stuff starts to blend all together, and unless something is innovating, like I'm basically like Simon Cowell, let's do it that way, where you can't just be excited about everything if it's been done before and it's been done better before. Let's do the inside ones because they're the ones I'm actually excited about. I would not call that white under any pretense. I'm kind of annoyed it's called white because that is clearly like a white gold. Here's gold. Light green. Again, I would not even call that light green. That's stunning though. But they could have followed like turquoise sapphire. Those are jewel tones. You could have called this like, it's not really emerald. I don't know. These are almost like jewel tones though. They're very beautiful. Those look the same. Those are so not that different. I mean, I guess when you move them, okay, I lied. Sapphire's definitely got more blue in it. Those are definitely beautiful. I will say those are gorgeous. I mean, the whole point of this palette was to really broadcast the mattes. I felt like was the lure, the appeal was the matte colors over anything else. The vibe that I'm getting with this palette is that if you want those matte colors to shine, you're gonna have to really be using a sticky base and taking your time. They're not the worst. I'm not saying that they're the worst at all. They're decent. If you're going to tell me that this palette, and I quote, is the most viral and epic makeup product of our generation and the most iconic palette in the history of cosmetics and the most iconic products the world have ever seen, that this is your masterpiece, I don't agree with that at all. I've seen better. I know that better is available. I mean, Sugar Pill, for one, just on the few colors that I compared it to, is better. I want to try them on my eyes too, so that I'm not just going in here based off of swatches. I'm just going to do like a quick rainbow eye. I think that can give us like an idea of what we're dealing with here. See, even on the eyes, it doesn't look red. It looks pink. Okay, orange. Yellow, green showed up. Green did not come to play. Blue, and purple. Okay guys, I've been sitting here for like 20 minutes trying to blend this stuff, and this does not, I mean, what the hell is happening? I've done this look, this rainbow look, 1,000 times with different brands, and this is like not awesome. Not awesome. I'm gonna retry it, see where we get, but like, I'm not thrilled right now. Not thrilled. All right, so I've been playing around a little bit. I kind of wanted to update you guys. So I tried to do that original rainbow look. Did not work very well. I used a white eyeliner as a base, and it seemed to help. I did blend out the eyeliner, and I still found that when the colors were off of it, even though there was a base on top, it got patchy, and I was really having a lot of issues blending. This look, I wanted to really focus on the shimmery colors here, so I wanted to use all of them, which is what I did. And I do find that they apply really nicely. The one thing I'm noticing is it almost seems like they're a top coat in the sense that they don't like, the shimmer wants to kind of separate. You can kind of see it with this gold look. Well, now that I have it like this, I guess it's just because there's so much reflective glittery particles in them that it almost looks like it's not totally opaque. The mattes seem to blend really nicely with the shimmery colors, but they don't blend as nicely with each other, which is definitely a little bit of, you know, a disappointment. And I know I'm not the most talented as far as it goes. You can go on to Instagram and there are people that can make mud look amazing. So that, like, you're gonna see amazing looks with this palette. Don't get me wrong. I just personally am in the camp of don't list something as the most iconic, amazing palette of a generation. There's other products out there that are comparable, if not better. And that's kind of where I'm at. I can't help but use their wording to kind of influence my review because you're putting yourself on a pedestal, and if you can't live up to that pedestal, you can't be mad when people call you out on it. So that's all I'm going to talk about with this palette. I'm really not super happy with it. I did find also, I really am wishing I had a matte white in this palette. The white they have here is not really white, it's more of like a white gold, and it's shimmery, and I found that when I would grab Taco, which is the white shade from Sugar Pill, to really blend out the edges, it helped a lot with everything softening up. With my experience here, it really felt like with the mattes, they did not want to blend out. They applied, they could be really pigmented, but they just, I would blend with a clean brush, with a brush with color, anything, and it just felt like it stayed put. The color might diffuse, but it didn't want to diffuse out. In conclusion, I'm definitely let down by this palette, and all of the claims of it being the most iconic palette, amazing viral palette in the world, only add on to that disappointment, which really sucks because I've been super excited about this palette. So if you agree with me, cool. If you don't, cool. It's fine. It doesn't matter. There's no need to start anything about this because I know that's probably going to happen. But that's my thoughts. All right, guys. So I will talk to you. That's about it for this video, and I will talk to you later. Bye.